Hey, my little beans, it's BlancoBean here, and today we are reacting to the iconic feud between Trish Stratus and Mickie James. I do remember this feud back in the day when it was like, I think in 2005 or 2006 or something like that, because I used to be a huge fan of Trish Stratus back in the day. So, yeah, let's watch this. It's going to bring a lot of like memory lanes for me.
What is up, guys? Wrestling Premiere is here. Now, you're probably asking yourself, why the hell is this guy uploading at this time? Well, it's simple. I was working on this a few days earlier, and I just finished it yesterday. So, I just decided, let's get the screenshots, let's get the audio, let's make this damn thing tonight. So, I provided content for you guys, and I decided this is one that is not talked about a lot. I don't even know why it's not talked about a lot. I searched Trish Stratus and Mickie James feud on YouTube. You just find matches and segments and that stuff. Well, I'm here today to provide an in-depth look into this feud.
It was a great feud.
Overlooked feud ever. Why? Well, first of all, this came right around the end of the women's era, and for some reason, this feud in general isn't discussed. Personally, I don't know why, but that's what I'm here to do. In this video, I cover Trish Stratus and Mickie James' often underrated feud. Now, what's my next video? I'm not sure. It might be Age of Orin, but I'm not gonna tease it because you guys are gonna be annoyed if it doesn't come out. So don't expect it. Just please don't expect Age of Orin to be the next video. It could or it couldn't be. I'm not sure though. Right now, let's actually get into it. Trish Stratus at this point was a 6-time WWE Women's Champion. She was also the current champion, and before she returned to in-ring action in September 2005, Trish was a heel, but upon her comeback, she was a fan favorite after returning and teaming up with Ashley Massaro. Oh yeah, the funny part in this is the fact that she was the Women's Champion during this hiatus, so she held the title as a heel, she got injured, she came back, she was a babyface. Mickie James, on the other hand, had yet to debut on the main roster. She was in OVW, and she wrestled in Louisville for about 2 years before finally debuting on the October 10th, 2005 episode of Raw. She saved Trish Stratus from Victoria, and she delivered blowing rights to the former women's champion. She ended the assault with a thrust kick before handing Trish her women's championship.
Victoria was like one of my most favorite WWE divas ever.
Fanboying. Well, she was fangirling. Aw, Trish, it's so nice to meet you. I was a big fan when I was a kid. Trish said that Mickie's name is pretty familiar to her, to which James replied that she wrote to her a lot. She wrote a lot of letters, she wrote a lot of emails probably, basically she's standing over her. She continued fangirling over her, and then she left. The following week, Mickie James made her in-ring debut, teaming up with Trish Stratus and Ashley to face Vince's Devils. She showed some of her talent and ability, but it was ultimately her inexperience that cost her the match. Victoria rolled up a distracted Mickie with a small package to win the matchup for her team. Mickie was visibly upset at this loss, and she decided to make it right by attacking Victoria and hitting the Stratus faction on her. Basically, at this point, she just wanted Trish's approval, her hero, her idol. She just wanted to be on her good side. Since she attacked Victoria after the match, a match was made for the following week's Raw. Mickie James versus Victoria. During the match, James showed off her skills, her Akaranas, clotheslines, drop kicks, and in the end, Mickie James emerged victorious in her debut after Trish flipped the inside cradle onto Victoria. Now, if it didn't seem obvious at this point that Mickie was crazy for Trish, then this will change your mind. On the October 31st episode of Raw, Mickie James decided for Halloween to dress up as Trish Stratus.
I remember this.
Anyone she could have been for Halloween. She was Trish Stratus. Jerry Lawler questioned this, and James herself asked Lawler if there's anyone else she could have been. Like, who else would I be? The next night at
Look at her, the little women's champion she had.
For Trish in the Fulfill Your Fantasy Diva Battle Royal. She eliminated herself and Victoria to save Trish. The women's champion was like, you know what? I'll take it. It was like an own goal. Right after the match, Todd Grisham interviewed the winner of the match when Mickie interrupted. She praised the hell out of Trish, calling her the greatest women's champion ever, and she continued to interrupt the interview.
I don't think I remember this.
Trish's music to stop this. Now, about this matchup, Trish asked Mickie about it on the following week's Raw. She responded to this saying that she meant to sacrifice herself for Trish, that they should go out there and kick some butt. They did that, but that didn't get them the victory, as Victoria blasted Mickie with the wand to win the tag match. Following this, there was some friction between the two, as Trish wasn't happy to see Mickie use her Stratus faction. Then she hoisted Trish's title in the air. It wasn't a big issue, it was just a weird situation for Trish Stratus. Then Mickie won a #1 contenders match on the December 12th episode, and it was made. Trish Stratus versus Mickie James at New Year's Revolution. Now, this is probably a dream come true for Mickie, because she was the biggest fan of Trish Stratus. She'd idolized her, she emulated her, and now she's facing her in a title match at New Year's Revolution. But if things weren't weird already, and I know I said this earlier, this is definitely the breaking point. On the December 26th episode of Raw, Mickie James decorated the
Oh, I
locker room
remember this
when
too.
Trish entered the room. She let Mickie know that she'll do anything to keep the women's title on her shoulders, and suddenly Mickie let Trish know that there's a mistletoe above them. And then she proceeded to kiss her. Like, come on.
Ooh.
Did Trish give you an idea that she was interested in you? No. She was clearly taken aback to this, and she left the room in an unhappy state. Mickie, meanwhile, was disappointed in herself for managing to make Trish run away. Maybe this was mind games. Maybe she was actually in love with her.
This is so creepy.
On the first Raw of 2006,
this
Trish
storyline.
Stratus said that kiss was uncomfortable, and she didn't know what Mickie was trying to do. Later that night, she was taking a shower when Mickie decided to confront her and apologize. This is the worst time to apologize. She's taking a freaking shower. Right after this, she complimented her boobs. Like, come on. The match at New Year's Revolution was a favorite of mine.
You will definitely not see things like this in WWE today. Like, that was literally SA.
Trish made it clear that this is a competition. They did some combinations, I believe, in the beginning. Mickie contemplated doing something with the Women's Championship, and in the end, she hit the Stratus faction on Trish, and for some reason, she didn't cover her. She savored the moment for too long. Right when she went for the cover, Trish kicked out. Mickie then countered Trish's Stratus faction, and she ran straight into a chick kick. Now, I feel like in kayfabe, Mickie could have beaten Trish. The only reason why she didn't is because she was so damn infatuated with her. And second, she was sidetracked throughout the match. Like, she had the Stratus faction, and she was distracted. She was
come on.
Soak it all in. And that's
Don't make it seem as if like this was so real.
Mickie once again stalked Trish. Now, you'd think she won the match, because just look at how excited she was. Trish had to remind her that she lost the match, but then she took this conversation to a different direction by stating that their hot, sweaty bodies in the moment their skin touched. Like, I don't know, it was so awkward.
I don't remember
the next night
that.
on Raw, Mickie called out the fans on the ovation they delivered to Trish. She was like, that wasn't good enough. Then she shouted, Trish Stratus. She introduced the Women's Champion herself, and once again, it was a weird moment for the champ. And the funny part in this is the fact that she didn't have any reason to come out to the ring for this one. She wasn't involved in the match. During the match, Mickie interfered and caused the DQ.
Oh,
Trish didn't like
this was with Ashley.
And she ran to apologize to Ashley.
I remember that match because I really wanted Ashley to win. Like, I remember Ashley was... I was young, y'all. Ashley was like my favorite during that time.
And the problem with this is the fact that
R.I.P.
she
by
was
the
her
way.
own
R.I.P.
tag team partner.
Ashley.
Trish shouted at her, and in the ring, Ashley was on the receiving end of a widow's peak, which cost him the match. On the final Raw before the Royal Rumble, Ashley was set to team up with Trish. Upon hearing this news, Mickie went crazy. You know, I idolized you since I was a kid. I'm your biggest fan, yada yada. She cried and she stormed off. She didn't interfere during
Mickie
the tag
really
match, but
nailed
right
this
after it,
role.
She ran out to the ring and she ambushed Ashley. Trish had to repeatedly drag her away as the commentary team called her a whack job. The match was made later that night. Ashley Massaro versus Mickie James with Trish Stratus as the special referee. Once again, she had to be dragged into this. And things would take a turn once again, as before the match, Mickie confessed to Trish that she loves her. This thing was already awkward. Now how is Trish going to focus on the
such a weirdo.
Like, come on. During the match, both women were relentless in their assaults, and in the end, Trish counted Ashley's shoulders down the mat forcibly, like she was reluctant to do it. Mickie celebrated, and she tried to lift Trish. The Women's Champion wasn't having it. She was like, get off of me. And once again, the commentary team were convinced that something's wrong with her. Later that night, for the millionth time, Mickie stalked Trish. She told the champ that she, Mickie, loves Trish, just like Trish loves her. On the January 30th episode of Raw, Todd Grisham interviewed Mickie, and he asked her about this celebration she had planned for Trish Stratus. She said that Trish deserves a celebration, and when she counted to 3 the previous night, she, Trish, proved that she loves Mickie, and tonight she's going to return the love a gazillion times. Alright, later that night, she came out to the ring, and she claimed that Trish proved that she loves her. When Trish came out,
yes, I remember this scene.
On the mic, she's like, Trish Stratus is here, and balloons fell from the rafters. It was basically a celebration. Trish entered the ring, and she said that she wasn't here to partake in the celebration. She said that she's here to set the record straight. Mickie then brought out the Spear Squad. They did a cheer about Mickie's love for Trish ever since she saw her in the shower.
Such a throwback.
Okay, Mickie, Trish. After they left, Mickie told Trish that she's always just wanted to be like her, and then Ashley interrupted. She sprinted down the aisle and she told Trish that she's gonna put Mickie in her place for her. Ashley told Mickie that Trish doesn't love you, and she called Mickie James a psycho. The crowd chanted, she's a psycho, while Mickie had a breakdown. Trish then called her a special woman, and upon hearing this, She ran away. But then she took a U-turn and she decided to assault Ashley. Trish tried to drag Ashley away from her, but she delivered a spin kick to her. James then grabbed the mic and she said that Trish cares about her. Now, this is because Trish dragged Ashley away and she capitalized on it by kicking her, so this in her eyes was Trish caring about her. Once again, following this, Trish was made the special referee for a matchup between these two. Like, if you were Trish at this point and you heard this revelation, like, you'd probably run the hell out of there. This time, though, the match ended with a different result. Mickie knocked down Trish, and then Ashley capitalized on this by rolling Mickie up. Trish countered the fall, and Ashley was victorious. A few minutes later, Mickie apologized for this, and she said that she loves Trish as a friend. Then Trish's date appeared, and once she saw this, Mickie seemed jealous. Just look at her. The following week, Trish's boyfriend knocked on her locker room door. Once he entered the room, we find Mickie James. He asked her, "Where's Trish?" and some other questions. And then she tried going in for a damn kiss. He wasn't having it, and Mickie decided, you know what? Let's screw him over. She screamed and screamed and screamed, and some officer had to take him away because it was assumed something else happened. Mickie then smiled as her plan was working to perfection. After the commercial break, Trish appeared and Mickie cried to her about this, and she gave her story of how this unfolded. At this point, it was like they were back on the same page. A few weeks went by, and Trish would finally call her out on her behavior on the March 6, 2006 episode of Raw. She told her that they need time apart, and Mickie was distraught at this statement. The following week, Mickie went up to Trish and she asked her to be her tag team partner because Tori got attacked in the locker room. How coincidental and convenient is that? It was believed that Tori was attacked by Victoria and Candice, but now it seems obvious to me that it was Mickie. Mickie said that this will be the final time she teams up with Trish, and after this, they can go their separate ways. That match at Saturday night's main event went well, but after the match, things took a turn. Mickie grabbed a mic and she said that she wanted to say goodbye the right way. She put her hand out. Trish shook it. But then Mickie started to get closer and closer for a kiss. Trish gave her the cheek and she shoved her away. Mickie then caught Trish off guard with a chick kick. She then asked Trish, "If you love me now?" Mickie then connected with a Stratusfaction and she left backstage.
God damn.
Said that Trish broke her heart and that she's gonna break Trish at WrestleMania. A few days later on Raw, Mickie brought out a large gift box. She said that Trish and her, could have been beautiful, and she said that she's becoming the new women's champion at WrestleMania. She said that she's going to be an inspiration for girls around the world, and unlike Trish, she isn't going to push them away. Then, she called for Trish to come out and open her gift. She gave Stratus a sneak peek, and it was someone. Like, we don't know who it was.
Oh, yes. I remember now.
Champion. Mickie then revealed the gift to be Ashley Massaro. She threatened to destroy Ashley if Trish entered the ring, and once Mickie stood next to the ropes, Trish dragged her out of there and they brawled for a bit. Mickie managed to fight back and she hit a DDT with blood coming from her nose. Mickie then asked Trish if she
Mickie's
down
DDT was something.
These mind games are like, they're at a whole nother level. Alright, on the final Raw, Mickie
I wonder
showed
if that
how
was actual
obsessed
real
she is with
blood
Trish.
though.
She built a freaking shrine for the women's champion. Like, just look at that. Upon seeing this, Trish was frightened and she didn't even know what the hell was going on. At WrestleMania, these two had a good-ass matchup. It was fun
This
to watch.
was a
Trish tried to give
awesome
her a submission.
match.
Mickie targeted the leg after Trish accidentally kicked the steel post. She punished Trish while the fans cheered for her. They cheered for Mickie, and they booed Trish. The best part was when she slammed Trish's leg on the rope, and she was so damn happy, like that shot of her. The fans were all in on James at this point. But the most memorable part, and I didn't know about this a while ago because it wasn't on the DVD or on the WWE Network, was when Mickie grabbed Trish by her private part.
Yep.
She did this sign. I saw it as
Yep.
mind games. Like, she was being creepy.
I remember
and
that.
weird by doing this. She then hit the chick or Mick kick to win the women's championship. Overall, the best women's match in
Oh
WrestleMania
my
history up
god.
until
I'm wondering if she got a
2016.
lot of hate for
Although
that.
You may think otherwise. It depends on your opinion. In an interview back in 2011, Mickie James explained what happened backstage after this matchup. And I quote, "The only people that remember that are the people watching or who were there live and in person. It didn't make the DVD. I came back through the curtain and Vince was really mad.
There's my
In the
answer.
moment, it had seemed amazing to me. I thought Vince will love this. He didn't like it at all. He told me we're going to have to go back and edit that out. Do you know how much time this will take? This was my first WrestleMania. My mom was in the audience. I'm freaking out already. I'm back through the curtains and I'm already in tears and an emotional mess. And I got yelled at. Damn." Now, if this feud wasn't
What
already
did you
weird,
think,
this
girl?
is where it takes
Like-
another direction. The next night on Raw, Trish was set to team up with Tori Wilson to face Candice Michelle and Mickie James. When Mickie came out, she decided to dress up like Trish Stratus. Come on, this is gimmick infringement. You can't be doing this. The following week, Maria interviewed James.
Mickie was
Maria told
definitely
me that she
having
isn't from Toronto.
the time of her life
Upon
playing
hearing
this
she
role,
went
I'm sure.
ballistic. She then challenged Maria to a title match for later that night. Mickie Stratus came out later that night, and she made easy work of Maria. Then after the match, Trish James came out. Mickie was befuddled at this, and she didn't even know what the hell was going on. Trish did her best Mickie impression. I love you, I'm your biggest fan, and she kissed her. Like, mind games were taken to another level at this point. This time, though, it was Mickie who was taken aback. She didn't even understand what the hell was going on. But this segment is like the most unusual segment of this whole entire feud. Trish took a page out of Mickie's book by bringing out a large gift box. At this point, you'd think Mickie was the normal one when you're watching Trish doing this kind of stuff. When Mickie revealed the gift, it was her ex-boyfriend. Jack then said that both of these are crazy. Trish then told Mickie to stop being like her. Mickie responded by shouting at Trish to get her filthy hands off her boyfriend. That ain't your boyfriend! The two brawled and Trish gained the upper hand. After Trish left, she went up to the boyfriend and she shouted, "You cheated on me," before kicking him in the head. Like, what the hell is this? Am I in a different world or something? Like, what was this? Mickie kicked the guy.
This is so much.
On the final
this is a lot.
The real Mickie James appeared. She admitted that she got a little carried away with the Trish Stratus thing, and she said that she tried to be Trish Stratus. But after last week, she knows exactly who she is. Mickie James, the new WWE Women's Champion. She said that this proves that she doesn't need to be like Trish Stratus and that she's better than her. And then Mickie James came out. Mickie James, the fake one, continuously interrupted Mickie. Like, just when she utters a word, she copies her. Basically, you get it. They brawled, and Mickie and Mickie went at it. In the end, it was Mickie who gained the upper hand. I'm not telling you which Mickie. You could see it by the pictures, obviously. It's clear. Anyways, that match at Backlash didn't really get going, unfortunately, because Trish suffered an arm or a shoulder injury. Mickie pushed her off the second rope, and she landed on her right shoulder. The match ended with a disqualification victory for Trish due to Mickie being relentless in her assault. The ref counted to 5, and she was disqualified for choking Trish. The feud continued from there despite the injury. On the May 8th, 2006 episode of Raw, Mickie and Trish brawled, and then a fan entered the ring and she attacked Mickie James. This woman was later revealed to be Beth Phoenix, and in storyline, she knew Mickie James from a while ago. Phoenix refused to let James get away with what she's done, and she called her a psycho. Beth continued to go after Mickie in the following weeks up until she suddenly disappeared. Now, the reason why Beth disappeared is because she suffered an injury and she was out for a while. I believe she hurt her mandible or something like that. She returned in OVW, and she wouldn't return to the main roster up until July of 2007. Trish Stratus, meanwhile, would finally return to the ring on the June 26th episode. But before she did, Mickie James showed us how crazy she could get. She argued with a fan on the June 19th episode of Raw, and she pulled her shirt off. JR and Jerry Lawler were going crazy. They were shouting that this is a fan and you can't be doing stuff like this. And this just basically showed how crazy Mickie James' character was.
Was it an actual real fan? I doubt it.
Mickie ended in
I really doubt it.
For Mickie James. And that's the feud.
Dang.
Trish went on to a small program with Melina, and she had this relationship with Carlito, and Mickie continued to be champ up until the August 14, 2006 episode.
Oh, yes. Title.
Overall, it was a fun feud. In the beginning, Mickie idolized Trish. Then she started to develop feelings for her. Then she hated the way Trish treated her. Following this, she used some mind games like this to win the title. After this, Trish decided to take a page out of the Women's Champion's book by acting like her. This plan worked, but Trish suffered an injury. And in the end, Mickie proved that she's better than Trish Stratus. That's how I seen this feud. That's my perspective how I seen this feud. Overall, one of the greatest women's feuds in WWE history, and I will continue to make more women's content like Lita and Trish's feud the entirety.
That one's a good one too.
And yeah, maybe we'll talk about Molly Holly's title reign, Melina, the time when Lady
Melina, I love Melina
on SmackDown, all that. And that's it for this video. Make sure you hit a Stratusfaction on the like button and perhaps a Mick kick on the subscribe button. Peace. I'm out.
That was awesome. Like, this storyline is definitely, like, the way they explained it really well. I liked how the creator of this video explained their feud together, because yes, like, hearing it again, like how everything went down, like, it just sounds so insane how everything just like spiraled throughout. Like, and the thing is that what it sounded like towards the end, it would have continued if Beth Phoenix didn't like get injured, you know? And I'm also curious about what would have happened if Trish Stratus wasn't injured either. You know, would that have prevented Beth Phoenix from, you know, starting a rivalry against Mickie James? Because it sounded like, yeah, this would have been something that would have been even longer, which is like, wow. because I'm pretty sure this was getting a lot of traction. This was getting a lot of people's attentions, and people were tuning in. I know this was something that I always wanted to watch weekly. Like I always wanted to see what was going to happen in the following week when I was a kid. So but this was really awesome to be able to relive this. Like Trish Stratus, of course, a legend in the WWE. Mickie James, a legend. I know Trish Stratus is in the Hall of Fame. Did Mickie James get in the Hall of Fame too, or is she still not? If not, she should be, because yes, like her storylines are amazing as well, and her move sets. Like my favorite move with Mickie James was anytime she did the her kick and also her DDT. Those were always deadly to me. Like I was like, yes, it was badass seeing her in the ring. But this was a great video. I hope y'all like. Make sure you comment, subscribe, and like this video. And I will see y'all next time, my little beans. Peace.